Okay, good morning, students. So today we can start with the creating the custom event. But before the last class, what we have to see, first we can see that. So there is a designing pattern for event. So these are the events. We have to design the patterns in the Java beans. So there are the 6 types of event can be design pattern in the Java beans. So in the previous class, we can see that is an handling the event in Java beans means how to we communicate and connect the handles the event in Java beans. And the second one, what is the help of using the user defined Java beans. So today we can start with how to creating a custom event. So the custom event means we have to design in our own modification of the custom Java beans by using classes and interfaces. So the classes and interface that we need to define to create the custom Java beans events. So there are the 4 points to be remembered when we are creating the custom event. The first one is an event class. Suppose in case I have to take a class that can be defined as a custom Java bean event. So this is the first point to be remembered when we are creating the custom event. The first one is an event class to define the custom Java bean event. Second one, we can go for the interfaces, that is by using an event listener interfaces. So this event listener interfaces for using the custom Java bean event. The third one, so it can be handled. Suppose in case if you an error or if you a trigger will be arised. So in that case, we have to handle to process. So without break down the process, so by using the event handler. So an event handler means to process the custom Java event. The last one is we have to fix our target, whatever you implement in the custom event. So that is a Java applications. We have to fix the target so that we can implement the custom event. So that is a target Java application that can be implement the custom event. So these are the 4 points to be remembered when we are creating the custom event. And the fourth one is I have to create the event class. So this is very simple. So just you can using a package. So that package we can call it as an java.utility package. So the event class that define the custom event. So that custom event can be extended to implement a one event object class. So we can using the java.utility package. So these are by using the create the event class. This is the fourth one. And the fifth one is very simple. That is the event listener. So listener means we have to give the information or we can give the notification to the user to event listener interface. So when the event source triggers an event, source trigger is nothing but an error is arised. So that indicates, so we can send it to a notification to the event listener interfaces. So this is a middle way of the creating the Java bean and the event listener interface. So we can sending the notification. So how this notification can be implement in the java.utility event listener interface. So the event listener interface, so we can implement the java.utility event listener interface. So the syntax will be using java.utility.event listener. So in the event listener, that is the E and L is the capitals because it is a case sensitive. So this is an interface. So we can see that that is a syntax. So public void add, I can take that T is the argument, that the T listeners of T listener event listener. Suppose in case, so we can adding to the event listener. Suppose in case, if you adding the event listener, suppose in case a trigger will be arised, is nothing but an error will be arised. So we can just throw to the many of the listener to notify there is an error in our event listener interfaces. So that syntax will be using the public void add T listener, that is a T listener event listener throw too many listeners. And finally, suppose in case if you have to remove any of the listener, so we can using public void remove T listener of T listener. So these are the a target application so that we can use to implement the custom listener. So this is the fifth one. So we can see that. And the last one, that is a creating the event handler. So suppose in case if you have to handler, some of the notification can be done so that the event handler can send some of the methods. So first one is add capital XX listener. Second one is an fire XX. The third one, we have to remove the XX listener. So fire is nothing but we can notify the listener. So when your error will be arised, so how many type of the notification will be occurrence of the Java Beans event? Nothing but a fire XX. So add XX listener means we can just register listener of the Java Bean event. First, we have to register. Second one, we can notify. And the third one is you can remove. So these are a flow of using creating the event handler. First, add to the register and notify how many types of occurrence will be arised in the Java Beans event. And the third one, you can just remove. So these are the three methods we are using. So remove XX listener means we can remove a listener from the list of registered listener of the Java Beans. So this is the flow of using to create the event handler. First one is an add, second one is an fire, and third one is an remove. Okay. So next we can move to some of the properties, that is the bond properties. So this bond property can be creating or we can generating the property can be changed. So there is 3 points to be remembered when the property is changed. So we can see that is the red words can be see, that is a change in its values. That is the first bond property can be changed. That is by using the changes in its value. And the second one is the property change support class. That is the second one. The third one is that is the event listener. So these are the 3 bond property can generates when the event property is changed. The first one is bond properties are the properties of the Java Bean that inform its listener. It inform to its listener about the changes in its value. So this is the first one. The second one, the bond property are implemented. So implemented by using some of the methods. That method is a property change support class and its method. This is the second one. The third one, the bond property are always registered with some external event listener. So these are the three bond property can create the bond property generates an event when the property is changed. So next we can move to there is a two methods of Java beans to notify to service the Java bean. One is an add and second one is an remove. So these are the two methods we have to notification a service a Java beans need. The first one is a public void add property, that is an add property change listener. So in that case, I have to sending a one string argument. So this string argument is a property change listener. So you can see that. So this string argument is the name of the property. What is the string? String is the name of the property. So we have to using this method means that you can receive the notification when a changes occurs to that particular property. Means suppose in case I have a sending a one argument, so that argument is the name of the property, so that I have to adding this property change listener, but it is only a receiving notification, receiving the notification when the changes occurs then one particular property. Suppose in case any and one of the particular property will be changed, so notification will be sent to whatever you send the string argument. So that is by using that is an odd property change listener. So it can receive only the notification. The second one is an remove. So the remove a property change listener from the listener list. So listener list means already existing. So the remove property change listener, whatever you already registered in the all the properties, if the listener is a null or it was never will be added or no exception is thrown and no action is taken. So in that cases, so we can just using the prop method, that is a remove property change listener. That is a property change listener. So these are the two methods of the notification. One is the add property change listener and the second one is an remove property change listener. So these are the two methods to notification the service of a Java beans. And this property change listener is nothing but an interfaces, so that we can declare these interfaces in our package, that is the java.beans package. So we can observe that whatever the notification and whatever you can remove the register from the register link, or we can any changes to implement this interface, we can containing a only one method. That method is public interface property change listener and extend the event listener. So these are the only method we can implement this property change listener interface to declare in the java.bean package. And it is very important. So there is a two bean method will be in the Java beans. One is the get property name and the second one is the set property name. So these are the two methods we have to using the bean method. So we can go by one. So first one is, what is Java bean property? So the Java bean property is a method and is a name of the attributes that can be accessed by the user of the object. So this is very important point to be remember when you write the bean method. So bean method means when a Java bean property is a name of the attributes that can be used in the or that can be accessed by the user of the object. So these attributes can any of the Java bean data type agirbodu or anything including the classes, whatever you can define. So the user can define any of the object of or any of the attributes of the Java data type. So that is the Java bean property can be applied. So this Java bean property, it can be read or it can be write or it can be read only or write only property can be using. So the Java bean property are accessed through the two methods in the Java bean implementation class. So in the examination points, so the question will be arised. What is bean and how many types of bean methods are Java beans when we are implementing in the class? So there is a two methods. One is the get property name and the second one is the set property name. So what do you mean by get property? Get property name, we can read only method can be used, whereas a set property will be using only for the write only attributes. So we can go by one. That is the method get property name. For an example, if the property name, for an example, I will be taken the first name. The first name is the property name. So in our method, we'll be using get first name. So we can read that particular property. So this method, we can call it as an accessor. Understood? Matade, sumne kutra agala. Anybody? Understood? Get property name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second one, that is a set property name. So get property is nothing but we can read that one particular property. We can call it as an accessor. Then what is mutator? Mutator means we can set the property name. For an example, if a property name is the first name, so that our method name would be get set first name, so that this property can be right. So this method we can call it as an mutator. So these are the two types of methods will be access in the bean method. One is the accessor and the second one is a mutator. So mutator method we can call it as a set property name, and accessor we can call it as the method that is a get property name. So a read only attributes, the read only attributes will have only a get property name method, and the write only attributes will have only a set property method. So these are the two methods we can carefully read. Get property means read only, and set property means write only attributes. So these are the bean methods. And next we can go for there is a bean info classes. So what is bean info classes? So info is nothing but an informations. So that can be under in the Java beans in the classes. So creating a Java bean info classes. Suppose in case if we are using a Java object language, if we are using Java object language, so we can create the Java bean info classes. So from any of the class with the type of Java beans. So this is the creating the Java bean info. So when you Java bean is nothing but it is a reusable software component. So we can writing in the Java, so that can be implement visually in a builder tools. So that these Java Bean info classes, it is a standard view of Bean. It is a standard view of Bean, and each Java Bean can be implemented in the Bean info classes. So this is very important line. Each Java Bean can be implemented. Each Java Bean can be implemented in the Bean info classes only. If you have to explicitly, you can give the information, so that we can using some of the method, classes, properties, and event of the Bean, so that we can providing the Java Bean info classes. So there is a 3 type of attributes in the Bean info classes. One is a constructor, second one is a get property descriptors, and the get method descriptors. So constructor, get property, and get method. So these are the 3 generated attributes in the Bean info classes. And the next one, we can go to the elements of Java Beans. So what are the elements of Java Bean? So when you go for the properties, property is nothing but it is a similar to instance variable. Means it is very similar to the whatever you declare the variables. So a bean property is named attributes of a bean, so that it can affect some of the behavior of the appearance. So this is very important. A bean property can, it is the name of the attributes. It can be used for the behavior and the appearance of an object. So example, suppose in case if a bean property including a color, label, font, font size, and display size. So these are the whatever the appearance and the behavior of an object of the property. So that is the elements of the Java Bean. So we can using some of the methods to be remember, the points to be remembered. So say, so this elements of the Bean property, that is the same as normal Java method, and we can should be accessor by using the get method and mutator by using the set method. And all the public methods can be identified by using the introspection mechanism. And the fourth point, so there is no specific naming the standard for this type of methods. So these are the methods whatever you using to create the elements of a Java Bean. And the event, so event means it is very similar to the swing or abstract window toolkit event handling. So some of the features of Java Beans, so it is support for introspection, it is support for customization, it is support for events, and it is support for properties, and it is also support for persistency, so that we can using this event can be handling in the, it is similar to the swing or AWT. Introspection means we can build to analyzing the bean work. Customization means we can whatever the customer of an object, it will be appearance or behavior of the bean. And the event can communication with the metaphor, that is basic data types can be used to concept of beans. And the property means the both the customization and introspection, so that the programmer can use it the particular object of the property. And the last one is the persistency. We can save and restore the whatever you create the customize the state. So these are the features of Java Bean. So this is the diagram. You can see that there is a Java Bean component. So this Java Bean component containing all the methods, properties, customizer, jar files, event handlers, and bin info. So this is the diagram, the component containing the Java beans. And there is a how to develop a user-defined Java beans. Steps is there. There is a 8 steps is there. First one, we can creating the directory for the new bin. Second one, creating the Java bean source file. Third one is compile and the source file, creating a manifest file, generate a jar file, start BDK, and load the jar file and test it. So we can go by one. So first we can create the directory for the new bin. You can just create the directory / folder like C:/bin. So this we can create the new bin. Then create the bin source file by using the mybean.java. So this is a simple example. We can write the AWT. So we can set the size and the background color. So size will be the 70 to 50 and I can apply the color is green. So this is the, we can create the source file of the bean.java. And the third point, we can compiling the source file by using Java C. C is a compiler. So Java compiler and the name of the file is mybean.java. And the fourth one is we can creating the manifest file. So already you should know that what is manifest file. So manifest file is a Java Bean application containing a list of all the whatever the classes will be using in our Java Bean. So for an example, so we can note that when you're writing the Java Beans, we can using the extension as .mf. mf is nothing but a manifest file. So some of the creating the rules. So press enter key after typing the each line in the manifest and leave the space after the colon and the type hyphen between Java and Bean and no blank line between the name and the Java Bean entry. So these are the rules to be created when creating the manifest file. And the fifth one is generating the jar file. That is a C:/beans greater than jar CFM. So that is a mybean.jar and mybean.mf mybean.class. So we are to creating the jar file to compress the very huge large number of files. Then we can start the BDK. Go to BDK 1-1/bin/bin box. So we can run on the run.bat file. We can clicking. So when we click on the run.bat file, so the BDK software will automatically start. And the send load the jar file by using the load jar. So here we have to select our created the jar file when you are clicking OK and OK. And finally, we can test our created user-defined bean and just select the bean info from toolbox. When we see that in the one and simple appearance, then drag the bean info in the bean box. So these are the a step to create to develop the Java bean. So this example we can see in the laboratory once the class will be start. So in the lab section, we have to see how to create and how to develop a user-defined Java beans. I think it is the 10th or 11th or 12th in the lab program list. So we have to create the Java bean. So in the lab session, we can see that how to develop the user-defined Java beans. So and the last one is persistency. So persistency means it is able to save the current state of bin. So current state of bin can ability to save in the bean properties. So in that we can including the values of bean properties and also the instance of the variables. So the object serialization capability provide the Java Bean classes so that we can provide the persistency for the beans. And finally, it is very easiest way to serializing the bean info by using java.input-output.serializable. So serializable means we can implement and make the serialization automatic. So the automatic serialization can be inherited so we can using any of the superclass bean to implement the serializable so that the automatic serialization is obtained. When using the automatic serialization, we can selectively prevent whatever the field can be used through the use of transist keyword, so that the data members of the bean is specified as a transit will be serialized. Transit is means one by one. So we can see the one by one can be using to develop the automatic serialization. So this is, we can call it as a persistency, means only it is the ability to save the current state of bean, including the values of bean properties and instance variable. So this is the definition of persistency. And serializable, it provide, we can create ourselves only so that by implementing the java.input-output externalizable, means otherwise the container cannot save the configuration of our component. So this is a externalizable input-output Java. So this will end the module 3. So 1, 2, 3 module complete agida. So this is only for the developing the Java Bean. You can see then the lab session. So bean method is very important. So bond, how many types of bond property and bean property, customization, introspection. So we'll be asked in the examination points. Okay, any doubt? So this will concluding the module 3. So tomorrow we'll start with the module number 4. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 3 ಮುಗೀತು. So tomorrow we'll start with the module 4. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.